Hey guys, Quigon Quasar here, back again with another Mass Effect Andromeda video. And in this video, we're actually going to be talking about something a little bit different today. We're actually going to be talking about what I believe to be the big problem with Mass Effect Andromeda. A lot of people are talking about like the freaking eyes, that they look too crazy, and that's a huge problem that affects gameplay in any way. I really don't believe that. I really don't agree with that. I'm going to be talking about what I believe to be the big issue and what is actually affecting the gameplay in this video. Now, to start off, graphics don't make a game great, in my opinion. They don't make it memorable. You never really remember a game for the graphics. I mean, sometimes you might remember a game like, oh, that game had amazing graphics, but at the end of the day, it's not going to make, like, you actually have fun memories of it. You jump in, enjoy the graphics, but if it's a crappy game, you're not gonna enjoy it. You're not gonna remember it. It's not all about the graphics. So I do not get why people talk about the crazy eye glitch or the crazy eye graphics in this game. As much as they do, graphics do not make a game great. They are not the good part of this. The good part of the game is the story, and sometimes more importantly, the gameplay. That's really what you're going to be experiencing most of the time. You're not in a cutscene most of the time, which is basically, where some of the strongest parts of the story are. You're not in like a dialogue scene like if you're playing Mass Effect Andromeda or any of the Mass Effect games. You will be experiencing the gameplay most of the time. That will be what you will be experiencing most of the time. So the gameplay is the most important part. Now, the glitch today, the bug, the problem today that I'll be talking about is in fact the server issues for Mass Effect Andromeda's multiplayer. Another campaign, this doesn't affect the campaign, but for the multiplayer. Now, I'll include some clips of it in a little while. A bit of evidence, because as you can see, this multiplayer match is actually running quite smoothly and pretty good. It's running okay, but that's quite a rarity as far as I can tell. It doesn't happen very often. But yeah, the server issues that this game is having right now is just that it's directly affecting the gameplay. It's really ruining the gameplay experience for me, and I hate to think that someone would like buy the game thinking it's really cool, and it is really cool, and follow the hype behind it, and then buy the game, play the campaign, really enjoy it, and then jump on the multiplayer. I'm seeing a lot of new players on the multiplayer with very like low Apex ratings on multiplayer. Jump on the multiplayer and then have like really bad experiences, like the first 4 matches be really laggy and really crappy. I'd hate to think that would be like putting off players from playing the multiplayer, because a bigger player base is always going to help out all of us, help out every single one of us, because it means we'll be able to find a match quicker. So and at times the lag, the problems that the servers are having are in fact making the game unplayable. Sometimes it's just a little bit minor. You've seen it in some of my other videos if you watch my other videos. Sometimes it's minor, but sometimes it completely ruins the multiplayer experience and makes it unplayable at times. So what I'm going to do now is actually show you some clips. I got some clips earlier on showing you how bad these servers can actually be, and it's not my internet. It's really not my internet. My internet is better than average here in the UK. It's, in fact, it is the servers. It's the way the servers are done. So I'm going to skip to that. I'm going to cut to that. I'll see you guys after the clip.
Out of the sky!
Teammate injured.
You down!
Alright, so if I have edited the video correctly and got hold of the clips correctly, you should have just seen the clips of how terrible the servers really can be. It's a massive pain, it really is. It's just crazy how bad they've become. At first, it didn't seem that bad when I first got the game, but honestly, it's become a joke, it really has. And now multiplayer, it's got a longer lifespan. Even on a game like Mass Effect Andromeda and Mass Effect 3, the multiplayer isn't the focus of the game by any means. It's the campaign all the way. It's the story all the way. The multiplayer is not the focus, but as is the case with every game that really has multiplayer, as long as the multiplayer isn't absolutely terrible, multiplayer is what extends the lifespan of any game. It has a longer internet lifespan and a longer internet relevance than any part of any game, generally speaking. Apart from games that don't have any internet or multiplayer section, like say Skyrim or Fallout 4. Apart from that, though, even games like Mass Effect Andromeda have very minor multiplayer influence, you know, in the game. It still has multiplayer, but it's not that major. It's not the focus of the game. Even games like this, it's always the multiplayer and the multiplayer aspect that extends the game the most. And even with Skyrim, things like Skyrim, the modding community is kind of like the multiplayer part of Skyrim and Fallout. So without that, you know, multiplayer is definitely the focus of a lot of games, and it's what extends the lifespan of a lot of games, because multiplayer matches are dynamic. No two multiplayer matches are the same, so it commands a more prolonged internet relevance than the campaign. And yeah, like I said, the multiplayer section of games are usually what keeps players active. You know, people will play the campaign, play the story a couple of times. Obviously, Mass Effect stories are always freaking flawless. They're always amazing. They'll play a few times, but you can only play it so often before you just sort of draw away and need, you know, take a break from it, so it's not quite as fresh. Obviously, there's a lot of choices, a lot of different outcomes in Mass Effect games, and like with The Witcher 3, a lot of different outcomes. It can favor a lot of playthroughs, but once you get to that point where you've seen a lot of it, and I don't know, you maybe want to take a break, not necessarily go on another game, because this game's freaking flawless, well, not flawless, but amazing. But you know, you want something on the side, something to maintain your attention a little bit more, and something to put your focus on a little bit. That's where the multiplayer comes in. It really is the focus of what you know, players go on after the game's been out for months and months. People still love the campaign. It's Mass Effect. Obviously, people are still gonna love the campaign. I still love the campaign after, you know, I still love the campaign of Mass Effect 1 after so many years. I can play it without getting bored whatsoever. I can play it multiple times, but a multiplayer aspect to keep the game fresh and to keep the game, you know, the player base active is always great, and it is always, you know, helpful. And I wouldn't say needed, but is always helpful and always effective. Now, Bioware should really recognize this. I feel like they should do their best to make sure every part of the gameplay runs smooth and runs flawlessly. Now, improving the graphics was great. You very rarely get that from game developers nowadays. But honestly, I would have. I know I'm not Bioware. I'm nowhere near as intelligent as the dudes behind, you know, the Bioware logo and the ones that the actual workers. But as a player, I would really want, you know, I'd rather than focus on mastering all of the gameplay and making it so that all the gameplay runs smooth, and then improving the graphics after that. I do not believe the graphics are that big of a deal, and it's, you know, it's very minor, and it's kind of, I wish they'd just sort of recognize this and just sort of make sure that all the gameplay had worked prior to giving in and catering to internet trolls who say like, oh, increase the graphical fidelity of some eyeballs. They're too crazy for me to play. It's really putting up all the gameplay from me. I can't play this damn game if the eyeballs don't look ultra realistic. It's really stupid when you put it into words and you actually think about how like dumb it is. Not on Bioware. It's not dumb that Bioware did that. It's dumb that so many people got annoyed about it. Bioware was only catering to the fans and to the players who said, look, we want you to change this. It's not Bioware's fault. It's really a lot of the players' fault for being very nitpicky and not prioritizing. Honestly, in my opinion, it would have been so much better for them to focus on the servers, on the server quality, and how well the gameplay runs. Now, the gameplay has no problems in the campaign, but on multiplayer, like I said, the servers and the server quality is not up to spec. Still not up to spec, you know, a month or two after release. I think it's going on like a month and a half since it's released when I'm shooting this video. So I do believe that they should have done that first. But they were just following what the players wanted and what the players asked for. And it was very awesome of them to do it so soon after the players were asking for it, and so soon after the release date. You know, if this was Call of Duty and someone said, oh yeah, the eyes don't look realistic enough, that's like a pointless endeavor. Asking for better looking eyes, they wouldn't give a damn. They wouldn't change anything. They'd just do anything to get money. It's really cool. So it's really cool that Bioware have actually gone to the effort to do that. But I do think that as players, we should have prioritized and asked for, you know, more sensible and logical things. And I'll fully support Bioware for improving the graphics as they did. It is great. It really is great, like I said, that they did. But I think that, like I said, players should be focusing on more pressing matters and more pressing priorities, and asking for more important things in the game. Because say in like 10 years' time, when graphics have evolved way past Mass Effect Andromeda and got a lot better than Mass Effect Andromeda's graphics, when they're like, I reckon in 10 years' time, the graphics will be just like true to life, like completely true to life with the most graphical engines. I think at that point, you're not going to remember this game for how good it looks, because its graphics would have already been surpassed and you know, and beaten. I think you'll remember this game for how well it runs. And, you know, if too much time goes past and not enough people ask for it, no one's going to, the Bioware are not going to improve the servers. They really aren't. Enough people have to ask for it, really, to have the servers improved, like, you know, like exactly what happened with the eyeballs, with the crazy eyes, and the slight graphical enhancements here and there. It's just because players ask for it. Bioware are very good in that, in the way that they listen to their fans and listen to their players. So, you know, the players should be asking for the right things, in my opinion. And if enough players asked for the right things, then it would be fixed instantly. Because, like I said, Bioware are very good and very awesome like that. Now, like I said, you're not going to remember a game for how realistic the eyeballs look. Now, right now, it might seem like a good thing, but in 10 years' time, the graphics aren't going to seem that great. You know, if you go back to Mass Effect 1, you're not going to think, oh, wow, look at the graphics. They're amazing. They're flawless. You're not. It's not that big of a deal. As long as the graphics aren't, you know, completely ugly and completely unappealing to look at, then it's really not a big deal. The gameplay and the story should be the focus. Now, the story is up to spec, as any of you will know if you've played it. If you played the story yourselves, as any of you will know, it's a Mass Effect game. Of course, the story is up to spec. However, the gameplay is not up to spec, at least in terms of multiplayer and where multiplayer is concerned. So yeah, that's my opinion. That's basically all I've got for you today, in this video at least. I feel like they should be putting some focus on improving the multiplayer quality, the server quality, and making it so that everyone can have a good experience, because I'm seeing a bunch of new players on this game right now, and I'm getting some lag right now. I'm getting some like delays and lag right now. I'm playing this like nowhere near peak time where I am. I'm playing it like, let me just see it, 1 a.m. Like, no one is on the internet at 1 a.m. on a weekday here in the UK and anywhere really. So it really should not be lagging. It's not my internet connection. It's I'm getting like 40-50 megabytes per second download speed right now. So it's really not my internet connection. It's simply that the servers are not up to spec. So it would be very nice for them to put some focus on the servers. Give the servers some love, man. Give them some love. And this is not in any way meant to be disrespectful to Bioware, or just, you know, a lot of the trolls on the internet right now giving Bioware a lot of crap for what is an amazing game. The people are like that sometimes on the internet, especially on the internet. People are like that. This isn't meant for that. This isn't meant to sort of disrespect them or be offensive or talk crap about their amazing, you know, game and amazing project that is Mass Effect Andromeda. It's simply, from a player's perspective, a very big fan of Mass Effect and Mass Effect Andromeda. I'm just saying what I want. I'm saying what I would like to see in the future Mass Effect Andromeda patches and updates. I think that would make the game even better to have the multiplayer running perfectly silky smooth. Anyway, that's going to do it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please leave a like. It would really help me out, and I would really appreciate it. If you want to see any more of my videos, generally I won't be doing like sort of you know, like breakdown videos like this. I'll be doing more comedy, you know, comedic gameplay, let's play type videos than this. But if you want to see those sort of videos, or maybe some videos like this from time to time, then definitely stick around and subscribe to my channel. I'm going to be making more Mass Effect Andromeda videos than any other YouTuber. So, like I said, if you enjoy Mass Effect Andromeda videos, or you enjoy any of my videos in general, you should definitely stick around and subscribe. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.